Your arms are already around them. So why do they need your face too? They are crying against your chest. Body tight, breath snagging, and then one small hand rises and goes straight for your cheek or your mouth or the bridge of your nose. The fingers land. Hold for a second, and only then does the crying begin to loosen. The breath stops breaking so sharply. The body softens by degrees. It feels almost too precise. For a baby who looked completely overwhelmed a moment earlier, the quick explanation comes fast. They just found something to grab. That sounds reasonable. It is also too small for what is happening. Because when a baby around 5 to 7 months touches your face before they calm down, the reach is not a random extra. The reach is the clue. Your arms start the soothing. Your face makes it certain. That is why parents remember the sequence so vividly. You were already holding them. You were already rocking. Your voice was already there. And still, the shift did not really begin until the fingers made contact. Most adults explain that away because the alternative is stranger and much bigger. The baby is fidgeting. The baby is in a grabby stage. The baby just happened to catch your face on the way through the air. That explanation is neat, but it does not match the timing. Being held is one thing. Finding you is another. By 5 to 7 months, babies are no longer reaching with the same loose, accidental quality they had earlier in life. Their hands are becoming more directed. Their social attention is sharper. Their expectations are stronger. They are getting better at linking what they see, what they hear, what they feel, and what happens next. That matters because a caregiver's face is not just a nice thing to look at. It is the place where the most important information comes together at once. Eyes move there. Voice comes from there. Breath comes from there. Expression changes there. Timing lives there. The hand is not wandering. It is searching. Researchers who used preferential looking and later eye-tracking methods kept finding the same broad truth. Babies do not treat faces like ordinary objects. Adults might expect a face to be just one more visual thing in the room, but infants devote disproportionate attention to faces. And as the first year unfolds, they begin sampling them strategically. Eyes, mouth, movement, change. When speech is happening, the mouth becomes especially informative. When emotion is happening, the whole face becomes a live display. That changed how scientists understood infant attention. Babies are not just seeing people. They are reading where the most useful information is concentrated. And in your baby's world, the face is the densest live signal there is. That matters even more in distress. When a baby is upset, the body gets noisy from the inside. Their own crying competes with your voice. Their muscle tension competes with their ability to focus. The nervous system has more incoming arousal than it can easily sort. In that state, broad comfort can help, but broad comfort is sometimes not enough. A baby may already feel your chest, hear your shushing, smell your skin, and still need one stronger point of certainty. One place where the scattered pieces line up and become unmistakably one person. Calm is easier when the senses agree. This is the part most parents never hear. Babies do not regulate only through what is done to them. By the middle of the first year, they increasingly help organize the conditions under which regulation becomes possible. That does not mean they have a plan in the adult sense. It means the body begins doing smarter work. The baby reaches toward the strongest available source of coherent information. Not just warmth, not just motion, not just sound. A place where voice, breath, expression, and touch all belong to the same person and can be confirmed at once. That is why the fingers go where they go. Not usually to your sleeve, not usually to the blanket, not usually to the edge of your shoulder. They go to the cheek, the mouth, the nose. Those are not random targets. The mouth moves when you whisper or hum. The lips and nose shift with each breath. The cheek carries warmth. and small muscle changes. If you are talking softly, the baby can sometimes feel the faint vibration of your voice through skin and bone. In other words, the face gives dynamic evidence. It does not just surround the baby with comfort. It proves where the comfort is coming from. The mouth is where the voice becomes touch. That is one reason tactile confirmation can matter so much when babies are upset. Researchers who study infant co-regulation and touch have repeatedly found that direct contact is not just emotionally nice. It changes physiology. Held contact, skin contact, and steady touch can influence how the baby's body organizes stress. Adults might expect voice alone to do the work from a slight distance. Sometimes it helps. But when distress is high, the nervous system often needs something heavier than a sound in the air. It needs a signal that can be felt, not merely heard. Contact turns comfort from nearby into certain. Now go back to the crying baby in your arms. The hand rises, the fingers press into your cheek. You may think the baby is interrupting the soothing. They may actually be helping complete it. Under the hand, the face gives multiple confirmations at once. Skin temperature, small shifts in muscle tone, air moving from the nose and mouth, movement that matches the sound of the voice. The caregiver stops being a general cloud of comfort and becomes a located, verified person. The face is where the person becomes unmistakable. That is why the cry often changes only after the touch lands. Not always, not by magic, but often enough that parents notice the pattern and never quite forget it. The hand reaches, the signal firms up, the search load drops, the body no longer has to cry and guess at the same time. Adults tend to imagine soothing as something delivered from the outside, as though the baby lies there while comfort is applied. Real soothing is more interactive than that. Babies search, recruit, confirm, use. They are not interrupting the calming. They are helping the calming lock in. And this is where the behavior becomes more moving, not less, because hidden inside it is a question. Many parents never say out loud, "Why are my arms not enough? Why does my baby need my face too?" The deeper answer is not that your comforting is incomplete. It is that your baby is becoming more active in how comfort works. 5 to 7 months is a period of growing agency. The baby no longer only absorbs regulation. The baby increasingly reaches toward the source of it. This is the first draft of seeking a person on purpose. That is a major developmental shift. Earlier in life, the baby is more often soothed by what happens around them and to them. Now the baby is beginning, in small bodily ways, to help establish the connection. That makes soothing work best. The face touch is not language, but it is moving toward one of language's deepest functions, locating another mind and using it. The hand says, in the only form available right now. Not just hold me. Let me find you. Not just the rocking, not just the warmth. You. Researchers who watch caregiver-infant interaction closely keep returning to the same larger principle. Babies do better with usable presence, not just presence. A person can be physically near and still be hard to organize around. If the signals are weak, incomplete, or out of sync, a face under the hand is different. It answers. It moves. It breathes. It lets the baby feel that the voice belongs to this warm, living person, right here, right now. For a nervous system trying to come down from a high state, that difference can be enormous. A nearby person can soothe. A verified person can organize. This is also why the gesture often feels so intimate. It is intimate. The baby is not only trying to stop crying, the baby is trying to make the world line up again, to take the voice they hear, the body they feel, the face they see, and turn them into one coherent source of safety. That is not a cute side habit. That is active social regulation. The baby is not only calming down, the baby is learning how to find the human signal that makes calming possible. The reach is the proof-seeking part of regulation. On its own, this behavior does not usually mean anything is wrong. Many babies in this age range reach toward faces while being held, especially when upset, tired, or trying to organize around direct connection. Every child develops on their own timeline. But if a baby rarely seems interested in faces, rarely reaches toward caregivers, seems persistently hard to engage across sight, sound, and touch together, or shows broader concerns around responsiveness and reciprocity, it may be worth raising with a pediatric professional, not because one missing face touch is alarming, but because repeated patterns matter more than single moments. The deeper truth here is bigger than babies like to grab faces. A baby this age is not only learning how to calm down, they are learning how to identify the person who can help them do it. They are learning that safety is not just warmth, motion, or noise. Safety has a location, it has a face, it has breath, it has a voice that can be heard, and skin that can be found. So the next time your baby is upset in your arms and that small hand rises toward your cheek, your mouth, or your nose, before the crying begins to soften, do not brush it off as random grabbing. Watch the order of events. Watch the searching hand. Watch the fingers land. Watch how the body changes after contact. This is not a strange little habit. This is development happening in real time. They are not just touching your face before they calm down. They are learning how to find, confirm, and trust the one living signal that tells their whole nervous system, without any doubt, that safety is finally here.